Hello, my name is Arthur of Mystery Man. This is my 13th ever Bold and the Beautiful review video for the episode that aired on May 2nd, 2023, episode 9009. And we're getting into this episode of B&B. I think it was a fairly good episode, especially for it to be in a Tuesday episode, because, some days they're good episodes and some days there's episodes of well, nothing important happened, and this affects the story not whatsoever. But this episode was pretty good, as many of you know. It also had one of my favorite parts of this show. There was no Thomas once again for 3 days now. 3 days now. That's amazing. Hopefully that streak can continue. Who knows? Maybe we can go an entire week without him, and then a week, and then 2 weeks, and then a month. So once again, there was no Thomas. Hallelujah! Cheers to that. But honestly, getting into this episode, I think it was a fairly decent episode. Granted, that's kind of been a low ball for the past week, considering this time last week we literally got the exact same episode that we got not last Friday, but the Friday before that, and then last Monday, last Tuesday, and last Wednesday. So that doesn't have very big stiff competition, This episode was good. So getting in this episode, Sheila is and Jake, who I found out his name is Jake Finnegan. So I won't be saying Jake or Jack anymore. It's Jake. It's Jack now. No, wait, it is Jack. So Jack and Sheila were talking about something. I'm assuming. I don't know. I was not very paying attention to the program when last time he was on, but I did figure out some things. So he's talking about how they used to have something special, and then we cut to Carter, who Katie comes in, and Katie goes, I'm sorry I had a late lunch. What's the average actually the definition of a late lunch? Because technically dinner is not technically supposed to be until 6:37. Oh, I guess dinner technically whatever time you feel like it, but a late lunch would be for me would be maybe 4:30 at the latest. I don't know what a late. I don't know. It looks like it was. It looked like it was free. It looked like it was 2:30 in the afternoon. But okay. So she comes in, she talks about Carter being sexy. She's like, I'm sorry I had to hold up my sexy CBO. Does people talk like that to people? I don't know. Why would you say that to your significant other? Why would you? That just seems weird. That just seems like a weird way to talk some. Okay. Oh, and then we cut, and then Steffi and Finn are talking. Steffi's like, "I went to go see your biological mom." Oh, how did that go? It went surprisingly well. She was very tiny and small. I'm like, okay, okay, Steffi, okay. And Finn's just there, like, cool, okay. And then where did we go into him talking about his dad, which made no sense considering his dad has not been mentioned by Finn in I don't know 6 months or something. I don't know why we couldn't have got this from Finn 6 months ago or something. His dad trying to call him, or Jake trying to call Finn, going, "Hey Finn, can we talk about what happened?" And Finn go, "I don't want to talk to you." Why is it that for the past six? Why is it that since Finn came back from being dead, his entire storyline? But oh my God, I love Steffi, which I still do not believe. Honestly, I honestly still do not believe that, because how can any man love Steffi after what she did with Bill? Just my opinion. So they're talking, and he's talking about how he doesn't think his relationship with his dad could ever be the same. Since he lied to him his entire life, and his mom's mom too. I mean, yeah, I'll get into that in a minute. But then we cut the Bill, and he's just there drinking, drinking. And he's just there drinking something like this. And granted, he was drinking alcohol, and I was drinking milk that I poured into that specifically so I could do that sketch. So then Liam and Wyatt shows up, and I always love whenever Liam has to not be whenever Liam has to not have anything to do with Thomas, or talk about Thomas and Hope's shitty situation, because he's always so funny and so great. Bill, they came in, they said, "Well, it's Kate. I thought you guys was having lunch together," and Bill's like, "Well, she left." And they're like, "Oh, so it went shitty." So clearly it went shitty. They both looked at each other. Well, it went shitty. Be like, "No, no, no. I have hope. I believe that she will come back to me." I agree with you there, Bill. She probably will. So they're like, oh, and then he calls Liam, I think treat a dumb or treat a dumb. And then he calls Wyatt Duck, and Wyatt's like, really Duck? Jeez, yeah, jeez, Bill. You could have called him anything else. Why didn't you just say treat a deem and treat a deem or something, brother? And my other son who's also dumb or something. Did you have to call him Duck out of all the people? Jeez. So yeah, I love that from Wyatt just being so upset, not about being called an idiot, but not about also being called an idiot like his brother, but being called an idiot and being called an idiot by being called dog. I just love that, and Liam laughed too. I just like it whenever Liam does not have to talk about Thomas because it's so nice to see. It's so refreshing. Because Black Belt can write his program well if he chooses to. But he just always refuses to do it for some reason. Look at this scene. It's just a dude, it's just a guy talking to his two sons about a woman he would like to be with again. Do we all believe that? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe he just want to be maybe Bill just want to be with Katie now because Brooks is out no longer in the picture. Then again, I don't know why any man would want Brooke after her 37 years of being the biggest slut in soap opera history, but guess there's something there. So they're talking about that, and then we cut back to Katie and Carter, and Carter's like, "So how was your date with Bill?" And Katie's like, "It wasn't a date." Yes, it was, Katie. Yes, it was. The definition of a date. The definition of a date is two people who are together that they don't work together. They don't work together. They don't work together. If they have a kid, it's not about the kid. You was at his house about to eat lunch with him. That's a lunch date. If you if your son were there, then that might be a family get together. If you were at work, that might be a work thing. You know what I mean? But no, Katie, this was a date, Katie. You even Carter knows that. So I don't know why you won't admit it. Why is Katie's whole thing here? I really don't want. Why won't she just admit to Carter how she's actually feeling? Because later Carter she says, I don't know. My feelings for Bill are complicated. How's it complicated, Katie? You have two options here. Do you still want to be with Bill, or do you want to be with Carter? It's quite simple, Katie. It's quite simple, Katie. This isn't like you're trying to, I don't know, trying to pick between who's going to win the Super Bowl or something. You have two options. Would you like to be with Bill? Or would you like to stay with Carter? I mean, it's A or B, Katie. Yes or no? Which one would you like? So I don't know why we gotta drag this out. So that's always fun, when they drag stuff out. So then we cut back to the Sheila and Jake's situation, which I have no idea what was going on here. I was horribly confused, 85% of the time. But she was like, Jack, we had something really special at one point. When your wife, I guess Lee was walking too much and something. We had something special. I wanted you to be my husband and everything. I wanted to fall in love with you, but I respected the fact that you wanted to save your man. You wanted to stay committed to your wife. So I gave you my son for you and your wife to adopt. I gave you our son for you and your wife to adopt. So that's what happened. So this dude Jack adopted his own son with his wife. Okay, so Lee knew the whole time that was not her son, right? Did she never ask him who the biological mother was? Did the people who gave him this kid? Was the people who gave them the child? Did she never ask them what happened to the biological parents? Did she never ask? Did she just not care? Would she not like? Why does he look so much like his dad? Why does he look so much like you, Jack? And Jack was just like, I don't think he looks like me. He doesn't look like you. So how exactly did Lee not figure this out sooner? Also, why did he lie? Why did he just tell her, oh yeah, by the way, I cheated on you. Now, granted, I did it, and granted, that woman meant nothing to me, and she's also insane. But we do have a kid, and she doesn't want the kid. Would you like to adopt a kid with me? Maybe she would have said yes. Maybe she would have said no. But hey, I'm sure she probably would have said yes. Plus, he probably always would have told her. Honestly, I don't really know what Lee is all mad about here. And in fact, I guess he cheated on you like 30 years ago. Are you all really? Is Lee really upset that he cheated on you? She cheated on her 30 years ago. I mean, like one time 30 years ago. I wasn't even alive 30 years ago. Put that into perspective, people. I wasn't even alive when it did technically happen, because Finn's at least, what, maybe even more, I don't know, 35, I wasn't even alive, so Lee, you kind of got to get over yourself here, honey. I mean, I know he cheated on you, but it happened 3 decades ago, so, kind of get over it. I mean, apparently it doesn't change the fact that Finn's still your son, so I don't really know what you're upset about. I don't understand. I also don't know why Jack didn't just go, oh yeah, by the way, this is my son with this is my son with some woman who didn't want it, who didn't want it. I don't know. This whole situation could have been handled a lot better. That's all I'm gonna say. Because now that I know what the situation is, I don't get it. But they're talking. She's like, Jack, we could be really happy together because you're alone, I'm alone. I'm like, okay. I'm like, I have no emotional connection to this storyline whatsoever. So they're talking and talking about that, and then we cut back to Steffi and Finn. And Steffi said something here that I guess in a way you can see where it's coming from, but at the same time, it just shows how Steffi makes everything about herself. How everything has to be focused on her. How she has to be the center of everything. That's literally been Steffi's whole thing since like 2017. Oh, everybody's mad at me because I did something disgusting. I committed adultery. But yet everyone's mad at me because I committed adultery. Everyone should not be mad at me. It wasn't my fault. Yes, it was. Okay, so they're talking, and Finn's like, I really don't know what my relationship with my dad is anymore. Because what he did was horrible. He lied to my mom. He lied to me my whole life. Well, no, technically he told you like a year and a half ago from what I've heard, so... Technically, he didn't lie to you your whole life. He lied to you for, I don't know, how old are you? Like 35, so he lied to you for the first 34 years of your life. But I get your point, Finn. It's like, I don't know if I'm ever going to have a good relationship with my dad again. Boy, I wish we could have seen all of it. And then Steffi's like, Finn, I know you're upset, but think about this. Think about this, Finn. If that affair never would have happened, I never would have gotten you. And I never would have gotten Ace. Wait a second, so Steffi, so you mean to tell me that instead of telling your husband this, if that affair never would have happened, Finn, you never would have been born. You never would have been born. You never would have been born. You never would have got Lee as your mom. You never would have became a doctor. You never would have saved hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of people's lives. But instead, Steffi, you chose to make it all about you, what you would have lost. Why this was a good thing for you? Really, Steffi? You really had to make it all about you? See, that's my problem with Steffi. Especially since 2017. Her character has been written as a woman who makes everything about her. She was the one that was screwed over. She's the one that always been screwed over. She's the one who got upset. She's the one who ruined her life. But yet it's everybody else's fault. No, Steffi, it's your fault, but we don't got to get into that. So I just found that to be extremely hypocritical of Steffi to say that, and extremely annoying because it just paints a picture of Steffi's marriage to Finn. It's all about her. Whatever Finn does, it's about her. If something happened to Finn, it's about Steffi somehow. Like why is Finn scared to go see Sheila? If I was in Finn's situation, the first thing I would do is march down to the prison and go, I'm happy you're in prison, and I hope you rot and die in prison. That's what he said. He said she's gonna die then. I would go there and tell her. That'd be the first thing I would tell her. If I said, oh, you don't have to do that, I'll go to them myself. No, she did nothing to you. All she did to you was shoot you. One time. I mean, I know she did a bunch of stuff to your family, but she kind of. What she did to me, she kind of, is my biological mother, and she kind of, slept with my father, and when he cheated on my mom, who I actually want to be my mom, I'm just saying, Steffi, why did you have to go do that? Why couldn't Finn go do that? Why is Finn not a man enough to go confront his own biological mommy? Why did you have to go? What did Sheila do to you other than shoot you? I'm sure she did a bunch of stuff to your family. Honestly, I was going around YouTube and I saw a clip where at one point Sheila, attacked baby Thomas and was trying to steal him. I was like, man, I thought I was supposed to be going finding out stuff about Sheila that would make me hate her. Why am I trying to find something that make me like her? Like, I mean, I know that's mean because he was a baby, but still, though. Like, that's something Sheila could have saved us all a lot of trouble. Man, too bad Brad Bell parents wouldn't have woke Thomas to disappear after that. Man, Sheila, you should have thanked Sheila. You could have saved us all a whole lot of drama. So anyway, let's get back to the Wyatt ship. Let's get back to the Wyatt program. I'm sorry, the Wyatt, Bill, and Liam program. I'm sorry, actually maybe just Wyatt, because Wyatt is great. Man, Wyatt is awesome. That guy can make anything awesome. Honestly, I cannot wait for like a month from now. If all hell goes to hell, I just can't wait for Wyatt to just yell at Hope. God, I cannot wait for that. God, I cannot wait for that review. I hope he just unloads on Hope. Hope he just tells her all the shit she's done to him. Because there's a lot of shit that Hope did to Wyatt. Some of it is Hope. I mean, a lot of it is Hope. I mean, let's think about this here. She pretended to be in love with him for months. She married him because Liam was 5 minutes late. They have a son together, a legitimate son together who died, and Hope made it all about herself. I gotta go to Italy because I can't be here anymore because our son is dead. Well, Hope, if you would have told Wyatt the truth, if you would have told Wyatt the truth that you still love Liam, like you told Liam literally like 2 minutes after you dumped Wyatt. Literally 2 minutes after you go, bye Wyatt, screw you, go to hell, go to burn in hell for all I care. That's basically what she told him. She then, proceeds to go tell Liam immediately right after, I still love you, Liam. Look it up on YouTube, people. It's on YouTube. Look it up. So yeah, that's my whole gripe here. I mean, honestly, if something happens, I hope Wyatt just unloads on Hope. I hope he just unloads and gives off every single thing that woman has done to him. Man, I cannot wait for that. That episode's going to be a treat to review, I hope. Man, I have waited so long. I have literally waited like 9 years for this episode to happen. Because, I mean, it's not happened yet. Wyatt gets nothing. We don't even get an acknowledgement of what happened to Wyatt. Brad Bell, you can't write a scene where Wyatt just goes up to her and go, Hope, we had a son together who died. Why did you run away like a scared little girl? And why was you immediate and that's not as soon as you came back to get back with my brother? You could have asked me how I was doing. And then immediately in 2019, you think my niece is dead, and you immediately wanted Thomas and his. You immediately wanted Thomas and his. I don't want to say it, but I do want to say it, but I don't want. I'm not gonna say it. You immediately wanted Thomas and his little son, because you think Beth is dead. You're selfish woman. Hope was selfish in 2019. Hope in 2019. This is one word to describe her: selfish, self-absorbed, only thought about herself, didn't care about anybody but herself. She was the most selfishest person on the planet, because what she did was not right. What she did to Wyatt was not right. But I mean, I don't want to go on a rant here. I really should make a video about all the crap Hope did to Wyatt. Because that could be like a 40-minute video, honestly. And then I could do a video on 2019, because boy, as I've said, 2019 is the worst year of soap operas ever. But anyway, getting back to this, Bill's telling Wyatt and Liam, I think Katie's going to come back to me. I really do. I know I got a lot of making up to do, and I know I got a lot of making up to do, but I feel like I'm really going to get Katie back. Like, I think we all know where this is going. Clearly Bill and Katie going to get back together. That's just a given at this point. And we clearly know where the whole Liam's thing goes. I think Liam's in this episode really showed something that he's trying not to be affected by Thomas, because I mean I've tried too. It's not easy. Every day you gotta listen to a bunch of people on the internet go, oh, he's not that bad of a guy. Oh, he's a good guy. All he did was lie. He's a good guy now. She clearly falling in love with him. How do you not see it? Because I've watched this program for 12 years of my life, and I've seen it show in many different stages. And this is nothing more than just another Brad Bell specialty of let's create an obstacle for Hope and Liam to overcome. That's what Thomas is. He is a prop. He is a weapon of Brad Bell to use to prop up Hope, to make her seem like she's this beautiful, amazing woman, when she's really not, honestly. I mean, I mean, I spent 2 minutes before this telling you literally how she basically treated Wyatt like he was a piece of shit. I mean, let's think about it this way. I mean, she ran away to Italy after their son died. They can bring back Wyatt's son. And just bring him back, have him be like 10, have him maybe be like 12 or maybe 14, and just have him hate Hope. Like, just have him absolutely hate Hope. I died, and you ran away. To then marry a psychopath, and then you ruined my uncle's life too. Man, that would be hilarious. Bring back their son. I think his name was like Dylan or something. Bring back Dylan Spencer. That would be hilarious. That would be a great storyline. I don't know who you would get to play on. Maybe you have to wait a couple more years because I think it'd be like 10. So maybe you could get maybe you can have it be like 15, and have him just absolutely hate his mom, who is Hope. Just have him hate her. Cause that would be something interesting. Like, that would be something interesting. What would Hope do? What would Douglas do? How would Douglas feel if Hope's weird son came back? Her actual son. You know, the one that she actually should care about. You know, not a fake one. You know what I mean? That would be an interesting storyline. And plus, I'm pretty sure Caroline's coming back at some point. But I don't want to get ranty here, but... So then some other stuff happened in this episode. It ended with, I don't know, Sheila telling Jack that they should have got married, but I'm like, I don't care. I'm like, I don't know how to feel about Sheila. I don't fully hate her like some of you do. Also, I just fully don't care either. Also, I kind of feel like Sheila might be your guys' version of Thomas for me. You know how I think he's the worst person to ever live. Apparently, some of you guys think she's the worst character of all time. Some of you apparently think she's worse than Thomas. I mean, I'm sure Sheila's done horrible things, but yeah, I mean, she's paying for the fact that she murdered 2 people. Thomas still hasn't paid for the fact that he killed Emma. And if you see my comments, you all know I love to say that. You all know to say whenever I gotta say something against Thomas, it's true. He lied about Beth and he killed Emma. Because Thomas Forster did murder Emma. And I will continue to believe that, and I will continue to believe that, and I will continue to say it over and over and over until somebody fully proved me wrong by actually watching the episode. Because no one can prove me wrong. There's proof of it. And as soon as I can figure out how the copyright strike works, I'm going to do a video on it. Then there's going to be legitimate video evidence proof of it. But this episode, I guess I should get back to this episode instead of me ranting and raving about why this program sucks and how this program could be better. This episode was okay, I guess. Any episode Thomas not in, I love. Anytime that piece of human garbage is not involved, I love this episode. And I don't hate Thomas. I hate the character that Thomas is right now. I hate this annoying, whiny, obsessive, creepy guy. This is how you redeem Thomas. You just have him go up to Hope and go, I hate you. I will always hate you. I've always hated you. I don't want nothing to do with you. I want you away from me and my son. I never want to see or hear from you again. And then you let Thomas and Douglas leave for about 6 months. They come back 6 months later. And you bring Caroline back. And then you finally let Hope and Liam be happy. I don't know. You let Hope and Liam be happy. That sounds good to me. And we can create new drama. Maybe we can bring in some new characters, you know. Maybe we can finally find out whatever happened to Flo. Maybe we can find some new characters. Maybe Zende could get a storyline. Maybe Zende's wife, ex-wife Nicole could come back. We could get Nicole versus Perry for Zende's affection. There you go, Brad, a new love triangle. You could make Carter, I don't know. You could have Carter, I don't know. You could have Carter do something. You could have Carter I don't know, maybe be fun. Maybe you could turn Carter back into a man instead of a whiny little crybaby who going after Logan women, which I don't know why. I mean, out of all the women in soap opera, the worst type of women to want to be with are Logan women. Like if I had an option between any group of women I would marry and their last name is Logan, I would say no, I'm good. Because most of them suck. I mean, even Katie's not that appealing in time because she's still a Logan, so she's still annoying. So I guess kind of make me sound like a hypocrite, but I've never said I've liked Hope. The only time I ever like Hope is whenever she's with Liam. Any other time she's annoying. quite frankly. Any other time, she's just annoying and she ruins everything. Like, she ruined poor Wyatt at first. She somehow made Wyatt horrible, and he's played by Darren Brooks. Literally, my favorite soap opera character of all time is Max Brady, who is also played by Darren Brooks. So literally for like the first 2 years he was on the show, I only ever called him Max. But one day when I get to my Days of Our Lives review, which is probably coming up maybe at the end of next week, possibly not the end of next week, but the week after, I'll probably explain more about why Max Brady is the greatest Days character of all time. Because he truly is. But other than that, this episode was okay. I mean, I know I didn't talk much about the episode, but there wasn't much to talk about, quite frankly, because not much happened in the episode. Because, I mean, I watched it, then I rewatched it, and I thought to myself, what can I talk about? And I wrote it down, this is what I'm going to talk about. And I stopped, and there was like 8 different sentences about this, and I came up with a couple more stuff, but not much happened. It was just an episode that stuff happened. I guess I could tell you, Bill still trying to get Katie back. Katie does not know what she wants, apparently. Jack left Sheila, told her that he wants nothing to do with her. She seems not bothered by that. She still thinks he's going to be with her. Once again, Steffi proves to be selfish and only thinks and cares about herself. Finn, please dump her already, or maybe possibly cheat on her. I don't care, Finn. Whichever one you feel like doing. Just leave her with just take your son A's and leave. That's all I'm asking. Wyatt is awesome. Liam is always great whenever Thomas is not around, because then you think to yourself, this poor guy doesn't have to be around the piece of human garbage that told him his daughter was dead and then married his wife. That was for you, Thomas and Hope fans. I know that's gonna upset you, because you guys really don't seem to like when I say that. For some reason, I don't know. I mean, it's my opinion. Whether you like it or agree with me, it's my opinion, and you have your opinion. And, well, we all know how I feel about your opinion. Other than that, there's not much else happened in this episode. Although I think tomorrow it should be pretty interesting, I guess. And Thursday seems like it's going to be boring. And Friday going to be, I don't know, probably just something interesting. But other than that, as you see, there's 2 different parts to my draft video, because one of the parts ended at like 33 minutes. Apparently, you can only go up to like 33 minutes, like 38 seconds on here. So there's 2 parts to that. Also tune in tomorrow for my NXT review. Then tune in Thursday for my AEW Dynamite review, my second one. Then tune in Friday for my B&B review, and then Saturday I'll be watching WWE Backlash, which I would then give up a review on Monday, which is going to be my most edited video ever, and it's gonna have everything that I have been working on for the past 3 weeks, basically. At that point, the past 3 weeks. But I got nothing else to say in this one. This was a pretty average, kind of boring episode of B&B. Everybody have a wonderful day.